Hi, I'm Chef Raphael. Welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to show you how to bake and I'm going to use a Jiko. So let's get started and you see how simple it is to make and you get to make yours today. So welcome to the show, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing so that you're actually notified whenever I have a recipe out, especially when you hit the bell button. Now, my channel is all about making you a better home cook or home baker. And today's video is all about that. It's actually giving you tips on how to bake using the Jiko. Now, the Jiko that I have here is a Jikokoa, which is basically an improvement of a charcoal Jiko or stove that we've been using for so long. First of all, one thing I like about it, it has the handles. You will not get burnt when you're holding it or when you're lifting it. Same is true with the handle here. It has that. It's actually made of stainless steel. It's really sturdy. So how it works is basically there's the door, and with the door it has two settings. When you leave it like that, it will actually let in air and then increase the fire. If you close it, if you want to reduce the fire or the heat, you just close the door. But one thing about it actually uses way less charcoal than normal Jikos. So it's something, if you don't have one, you would consider having one. They do have a discount right now when I'm actually doing this video. They have a discounted price. I'll put the link to where you can buy it on the description of the video. So let me light it and you see how easy it is. So it says you use way less charcoal. Um, so this is a lot, which is kind of what I want right now. Actually, put a few more pieces here. You slightly need slightly more charcoal, especially when you want to convert it to an oven. There are several ways of doing this, but one of the easiest ways is using old newspaper. You stuff it in here. So while this is lighting up, let's do the cake mixture, and then after the cake mixture I'll show you how to set up the oven so that you'll actually be able to bake using the Jiko. So let's get baking. For the ingredients for the cake that we're going to make, a red velvet cake, is I'm using this I've actually featured it before in one of my videos, the Caroline Cupcakes cake mix. Uh, this one is a red velvet and it's actually gluten free. So um, the whole point of this recipe video is to show you how simply you can make a cake using a Jiko. And also, let's say you're traveling, you can actually go into a supermarket, get one of these, and the rest of the ingredients is actually written at the back of the pack, which is oil, 140 grams or 140 ml, and then water, 130 ml, and 3 eggs. And then the 3 eggs, and when it's fully mixed, just open the pack and add all the ingredients, whatever is in the bag. So this is red velvet, so it also has the red food color inside. So this is ready. All that we need to do is put it in the baking tin, and then I'll show you how to now bake it using the Jiko. So I have put the mixture in a baking tin. Now it's always good to know that your baking tin can actually fit a bigger pot. So this is the setup that I have for the baking part of this, whereby we have a pot which is a bigger pot, and it has a lid. So you need one that has a fitting lid, and inside, right now it's hot, so you need to put this in advance. That's the preheating stage. So the whole pot is actually hot, but what I also have inside is some sand. So the sand will actually make the difference in making this whole heat become uniform, um, the bottom heat become uniform. And right now, in fact, what I need to do is the first thing you will notice whenever you're using a Jikokoa is that the heat, first of all, it's really hot, and the heat, the charcoal that I put will take time before it actually gets finished. Right now I've actually closed the door. when you open it, the fire will actually be hotter in terms of because of the air inlet coming in and then going up. Right now, we do not want that, so you want to close the door of the Jiko. And what I want to do is actually reduce the amount of charcoal here because it's actually really hot. But again, that's why we have the sand on the bottom, because if you didn't have the sand, which technically you can actually bake without the sand, but what will happen is that the cake, when you place it at the bottom of the bigger pot, is that the bottom will actually tend to burn. So you place it there. Remember the pot is already preheated. It's a good idea, instead of placing the baking tin inside directly to the sand, use a aluminium foil. It's actually more hygienic. So just place it on the bottom and then place the cake on top. Now it's also really important when you're doing this, use again a baking tin that will actually be able to fit the bigger pot, and then cover, and then take the hot, it's really hot, and then put it on top. You can spread it a little bit. Now, especially with this one, it helps when it's not really, like on the inside the charcoal is still black. That means there's still enough fire to be generated. By the time it burns out, even right now I can feel it is really hot. So you will not open this oven for at least 25 minutes. So don't even want to look inside, because what will happen is that when you open it too soon, the heat will be lost, and this is really, it will literally be lost, and then it will affect the baking time. So the cake is ready. It actually took about an hour to bake. Now there are a few things you need to note whenever you're baking using a Jiko. Um, First of all, the lid has to be tight fitting, and if it's not, at least put a foil paper on top so that no hot air would be actually be coming out of the bigger sufuria, the bigger pot. So that's the first thing to note. Also, you at some point you may need to add some more of the charcoal. So this is the cake. It's risen. Remember, it was a red velvet, so it's risen. The crack on the cake, there's nothing wrong when the cake cracks. Um, it all depends on the cake recipe. Hope you've learned something new, and whenever you get to try yours again, hope it works out. And until next time, I'm signing out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Until next time.